people that are providing this medicine to people that have cancer.
And they deny it. They even deny that it has medical use.
They're denying their own funding.
The DEA denies it.
They passed a congressional amendment in December that says it can't spend any money to raid or go after the medical marijuana dispensaries. But then they're saying, no, this law doesn't apply to us.
F the law, raid them anyway.
Yep.
I think
that's what happened to me.
In the overall picture of things, these guys really, and I'm not supporting them in any way, but these guys made their life busting people for this stuff. And look, he's looking at me like I'm a Fed, but I ain't no Fed. But it's
going to be hard to turn that kind of ship around, right?
Right, exactly. It's going to take time. Just like Christie, he's been putting people in jail for pot his whole career, and now all of a sudden he's going to sign a thing legalizing it. It's kind of like in himself, I kind of understand where his resolve is, and you got to respect the resolve, even though it's not right. It's what his life's work.
However, I want to point out that Mayor Nutter in Philadelphia was 100% against any type of reforms to marijuana laws. And also Commissioner Ramsey, he's another one who went on the record and said, if the mayor signs this marijuana decriminalization law, we're not going to enforce it. We answer to another authority. And you know what? We had a bunch of rallies. We mobilized people to call the mayor's office and to call city council. We got media coverage. We had a march. And you know what? The mayor reversed his position, and he had said, and I quote, "I've been enlightened by new information and have thereby, we had to negotiate and make some concessions."
Did somebody
on that
smoke
bill.
him out or something? Like, what happened?
Maybe he did a dab and he was like enlightened. I don't know.
Well, I think really the change needs to happen in the DEA and those guys that in the federal level.
The federal level, I believe.
Federal
all I'm
level.
saying is it is possible to change your mind.
They
and
all
take
know.
another
Their
position.
minds don't need to be changed because they already know. They're just running the political game, stroking it as long as they can.
From my experience, there are people out there those guys
really
are
believe the
hardcore,
reefer
and they still believe.
See,
in that
I'm
reefer
hard.
madness
It's hard
stuff.
for me to believe that because I guess
you're
I'm
not
probably the
from
only
Arkansas.
millennial. Exactly.
You're not from Arkansas. That's why.
Oh well, I don't know. I didn't
we
grow up
definitely
in that
live in
era.
more progressive region of the country.
Sorry,
country,
Arkansas people.
Yeah.
But if you're from a very red state, if you're from Indiana, say, those, like you said, those legislators, they're hardliners. They take very strong positions, not just on cannabis, but on immigration, on LGBTQ issues, on issues of war and surveillance.
Term limits.
I think the easiest leaf to turn over is obviously the cannabis one. I do think that we can convince people, but ultimately I think the only thing that's going to change their mind is a monetary incentive to them or their campaign.
Definitely.
It's all about money. It's got to be about the money.
We have a caller on the line. Hello, caller. Welcome to Fully Baked Radio.
I just wanted to say I love you. That's all.
Oh, thank you. We love you too.
Are you from the First Church of Cannabis? Because that's what Archbishop. That's what I'm going to say.
It's a lot of love.
Levin was telling us.
Archbishop Levin.
No, I'm a local person who is listening all day, and I highly agree with what you said. You have to tell people you love them every day.
Definitely.
Amen.
We love you too, Morgan.
Love you.
All right.
Thanks for calling in.
Okay.
All right, go.
Have a wonderful day. Bye now.
Peace.
We do got to get a name for him, for Bill Levin.
Archbishop Levin.
Archbishop Levin.
You heard it here
Church
first.
of Cannabis.
Don Bishop Bill Levin.
I just love the sound of like Archbishop. It's like walking in.
Yes,
Archbishop
like
is coming in. Yeah. I used to read the Canterbury Tales when I was a kid, and talked a lot about the Archbishop of Canterbury. So. Of the Archbishop of Indianapolis.
But no.
So, I have one more story.
Can I ask you if you've seen this story about the kid in New York who was running from the police officers and trying to jump from one building to the other building and fell, killed himself?
Oh,
No, tell us
Killed
more.
himself?
Yeah, there was a kid in New York, a couple teenagers. They were smoking, apparently, in a lobby of a building downstairs. Someone called the police.
Smoking cigarettes or marijuana?
No, they were smoking marijuana. And the police showed up. and this kid ran up the building, took the elevator to the roof. Police officers were chasing him. He tried to jump from one building to the other building and fell 6 stories.
What do you do? Do you blame the weed? Or do you blame,
movies,
like the Osborne movies?
The kid could have been trying to save his future. You know what I mean? Like he's getting ready to get arrested. He probably knows other people. You know that this happened to him, and he ran. You know, and was it stupid to run? Was it stupid to try to jump off a bridge? Sure.
Is it stupid? Are the laws drugs?
Yeah. Are the laws wrong? They cause all these. I think the laws cause the other stupid decisions. And unfortunately, he's dead. Of course, there's going to be someone who's going to say that because he was smoking marijuana, he made an irrational decision, and that's why people are dying. But that's crazy, not true.
Madness.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Complete reefer madness.
I don't know about
we
that.
Have,
Go ahead. We got a caller?
Yes, we have a caller calling in. Hello, caller. You're on the air with Fully Baked Radio.
Hey, it's Jim.
Hey.
Jimmy!
What's
This
going on,
is
gang?
Jim Miller from CMMNJ,
Which is
Coalition.
the Coalition for Medical Marijuana New Jersey.
I thought you were going to be here today, Jim.
What's going on,
Hey,
brother?
Jim.
Jim, I got questions for you myself. Everyone else been talking. I got questions.
Yeah.
I want to be a part of CMMNJ. How do I go about doing it?
You want to be a friend? What do you say that again, please?
I want to be a member.
Try it again, please.
I want to be a member. I want to donate money somehow.
Oh no, to be a member of CMMNJ, Coalition for Medical Marijuana in New Jersey, we don't have dues. We don't want to keep anybody out because they might not have $10 or $15, or will they get the bang for their buck? We encourage everybody to. We don't have an official membership even per se. It's just that inclusive. So it's just if you're on Facebook, just simply ask to be a member of the Coalition for Medical Marijuana New Jersey, Friends of the Coalition page, easy enough to find. And somebody, administrator, will add anybody. It doesn't mean, when you see that, you don't have to be somebody, know somebody, or have ever done anything to be okay to be included in that Facebook section there. Basically, it's to make sure that people that we'd rather not be, whether there's been a bad experience or a known, problem, we can then exclude somebody like that. But everybody's welcome at first, and take part if you can.
There's monthly meetings, too, in Lawrenceville or Lawrence, New Jersey.
Oh, I wish I could hear that better.
Where are your monthly meetings at?
Second, I'm sorry. I'm a very quiet.
Where are the
For some
monthly
reason, it's
meetings
hard to
at?
hear. You got to leave a little space, and like you're talking to a person
you hear me,
who
Jim?
speaks a foreign language. People slow it down a little like that, even though it doesn't help. It'll help me if you do.
Here we go, Jim.
Testing.
Where are the meetings at?
Okay, somewhere in between that and the way you were, but I did hear that. The coalition meetings are held the second Tuesday of every month. They're at the Mercer County Library in Trenton. It's about a mile off 295, the Route 1 exit. And it's very easy to find. We go over CMMNJ business quickly. Anybody can take part. And then it's a pretty open forum. You can just sit there and be quiet, or you can take part to your heart's content.
So the meeting for April will be tomorrow? Or is that next Tuesday?
Tomorrow is the first Tuesday, right?
Is it?
Yeah, so it'd be a week from tomorrow.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
So next Tuesday will be your April meeting at the Mercer County Library in Lawrenceville, New Jersey.
Easy to remember. Think of it as Tuesday, second one.
And also, you guys are meeting on Thursdays at the state capitol in New Jersey at the State House, correct?
Yeah, as good as I'm hearing something about the State House and
Thursdays.
Tell you what, let me guess. Is this about the Thursdays at the State House?
Yes, sir.
Ding, 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 ding.
No.
Yes.
Look, I'm really sorry for the connection. I can't help that.
Yes, Jim, you're correct. Jim.
You know, hey, I tell you what. How about say, Jim, is there anything you want to talk to us about? Go ahead, give me a try.
Hey, Jim, is there anything you want to talk to us about?
Oh, Wayne, that's a good question. Yeah.
I love you.
Really current point here. If it was like, Jim, what was it you want to talk to us about? I would be saying the most current stuff that's going on that has pretty good energy to it right now are two things. One specifically is an assembly bill, which you may have talked about. If not, it's A3726.
That's right. Don't forget that number.
Yeah. Pardon me?
Don't forget that number.
A3726. A3726.
Play it tonight on the lottery. Pick 4, baby. 3726.
Yeah. Now, what that is it's a bill that passed 53 to 13 in the Assembly, so it's very popular. It's a bill that, if passed and signed into law, would add post-traumatic stress to the list of acceptable indications for admittance into our almost dysfunctional medical marijuana program. Now, this is born of people's concern over the U.S. military veteran suicide rate, which is 22 per day, well above normal for civilians. So that got enough interest to see that other states have similar laws where post-traumatic stress is an admittable indication, and they seem to be doing pretty well. The time it would take to go through the standard process set forth by the health department, if we got really lucky and did our work and found acceptable studies to them, no matter how it's working in reality, it may take 2 or 3 years. In that time, I can't even calculate how many suicides there will be that could have been prevented. So I appreciate the Assembly
One too many.
getting this out there.
Without weed, I would have been one of them.
Sorry?
Without weed, I would have been one of them.
That's Donnie K in studio. He said without weed, he would have been one of those 22.
Yeah. And, let me tell you something. When you hear about veteran suicide, please keep in mind that you have no idea how many veterans committed suicide. They die far more frequently in motorcycle accidents than the general population. And you have to wonder, where does it stop being a suicide and start being a death by risky behavior, which is brought about by the post-traumatic?
You are hitting it right on the head. Actually, my thoughts through my head when I was in my darkest places were, as a special operator, I'm not going to kill myself and shoot myself in the head. That's a wussy way to go. That's a wussy way to go. So it's always with us guys. It's we want to go out, with a bang. Go out screaming. So I'm on my bike and I'm going to just go as fast as I can until the bike kills me. You know. And I've had those thoughts, and that's I'm glad I'm past all that now.
Sons of Anarchy.
The other thing that people are maybe not aware of is the high rate of veteran overdose by prescription opiates.
I was on those for a long time also.
And may I add a shout-out this to everybody with post-traumatic stress. This is not about veterans specifically. The problem is, or the benefit if it works, is that veterans are very hard to argue against or raise an eyebrow like, is it really that bad? They get an automatic respect for their service to their country, which means that they are the ones that can beat that door open, and we can help them do it. And then everybody with post-traumatic stress will be included. It's not exclusionary and just for veterans. This is what people understand. And quite frankly, when you're dealing with legislators, you want to make it as hard as possible for them to argue against. This is why we turned this around at the weekly Thursdays at the State House to saying the 13 people that voted against A3726, the sign I made, if anybody that saw it, was that it identified the 13 Assembly people that voted against it and simply said they are against veterans having legal access to medical marijuana, which in effect they are.
Start making those appointments.
Make them explain it and have the courage of their convictions. Why do you not want veterans to have this that have post-traumatic stress? See, it's very much harder to say the